the many protests, rallies, and demonstrations that have been occurring nearly every day here in Tucson. It's been really inspiring to see the size of the crowds. We were in executive session yesterday and just kept hearing the roar of the crowd and all the honking. I just feel very proud to be a part of a community that is so centered on refusing to comply with an unjust and lawless system that is enabling people to be disappeared and imprisoned without due process or basic human rights. There were a number of walkouts yesterday for multiple local high schools, which is so exciting to see activism from the youth. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. And, you probably saw the footage, but the march that started at the federal building downtown completely took over Congress Street. So very proud to be a part of this community. In the Ward 6 newsletter, we're going to do our best to include information about upcoming opportunities to get involved. And I also want to encourage you to send any information our way if you want those messages to be amplified. And just the importance of protecting the rights of all people, whether they're immigrants, asylum seekers, refugees, citizens, or legal residents, is a question of following the rule of law and complying with basic human and civil rights. This is not an ideological debate. Also in current events, I was fortunate to be able to attend the PACT TEP Town Hall with Attorney General Chris Mays. That was on January 13th at the YWCA. And the town hall was to hear from Tucsonans about the impacts of TEP's rate increases. She said that if the request is approved, TEP would collect about $172 million more per year. She said if TEP's requested rate hike is approved, customers will likely pay an extra $19.43 per month for electricity beginning next year. Interestingly, Attorney General May's office is also requesting that the commission undo its decision to approve an energy service agreement between TEP and the developers of Project Blue. She called the agreement a secret deal because a portion of the agreement is redacted. And then very pertinent to you all, Attorney General Mays is encouraging TEP customers to submit comments and speak at several upcoming public meetings regarding the rate case in March and April in downtown Tucson. It's going to be at the State of Arizona building at 400 West Congress. We're sharing those dates in the Ward 6 newsletter, but if you reach out to us, we'll also let you know when those opportunities to make your voice heard are happening. I think it's important that as many TEP customers as possible speak up about how these things might impact them. Later this month, on January 28th, Emerge is partnering with the Arizona's Missing and Murdered Indigenous People Task Force, established by Governor Katie Hobbs, and Indivisible Tohono to host, and the Tucson Indian Center. They are hosting a survivor and family listening session. This gathering is focused on hearing directly from survivors and families impacted by the missing and murdered indigenous people epidemic and the sober living crisis. The goal is simple and essential, and that is to ensure that responses, policy, and coordinated efforts are shaped by the voices and experiences of those most impacted. They are inviting family members of people who are missing, anybody who's lost a loved one to homicide, survivors who are navigating the sober living crisis. They are inviting members of the public and community members are invited to attend in the spirit of respect, care, and accountability with an understanding that this space centers survivors and their families. So again, that's going to be on January 28th. From 2 to 8 p.m. And we're including information in our newsletter, but also feel free to reach out to Ward 6 if you want the details about that. Thank you so much.